Energize. Energize.
So be it, fool. So be it, fool.
Shields failing. Shields failing. Shields failing. Engage.
Yeah.
Engage.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, The Next Generation podcast. Every week, myself, Adam Ordall-Quinnell, and my co-host.
Hey, everybody, it's Al Hirt. What's up?
What's up indeed, Al? We get together and we talk about an episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation. We goof on it a little bit. We have some fun, you know. It's like a podcast. It's like two people talking about a thing.
People talking about a thing.
And we love it. And sometimes we just kind of like it, but we always have fun. And thanks for coming back. If you're tuning in for the first time, I have no idea how you would know that or whatever, how you found us, but thank you. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, how's it going, Al? How have you been since we spoke a week ago?
It's, I've been good. I don't know, just, I went to the BMO Stadium the other day.
What's that?
It's a nice big stadium in LA, near downtown LA, near USC.
For like a concert or something?
It was actually for soccer, LAFC versus Toronto. It was crazy is that there's like a falcon. Like they had like a falcon as their mascot, LA. And like they just release it and it's like, you know, flying around in the stadium and everyone's like, whoa.
Yeah, falconry.
Know? And this guy has like bait in the middle, I think, or some kind of food or something. And he kind of like does an ole with it. Like, you know how people are bullfighters?
Yeah.
Kind of like does a bullfighter thing. Yeah. And the falcon like dips in the middle and it's like all exciting and stuff. And I was like, man, they pull out all the stops for every single game. I was like, every time? Like, this is just a regular game, you know? But I guess like every, sports team does that. Well, I just didn't realize how massive it is. You know?
No, that's cool. But yeah, also falconry is like a thing though. Like there's like a lot of falcons like that. Like you can hire a falconist to like come
that's
and
pretty
do
much what is his thing.
Yeah.
And the falcon had like his eyes covered and shit at first.
Yeah, they got
like all these crazy lights and stuff.
Gotta have the falcon's eyes covered or they go fucking nuts and rip your eyes out.
Seriously. But yeah, it was a good game. It was fun.
Yeah, who won?
LA.
LA? Mm-hmm. Are you a big football guy?
No, it was interesting. No, not a big one.
Did you win tickets or something, or you just?
No, I one of my friends had an extra one. And he was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." But I think it was interesting to see the crowd and stuff, and there's a lot of passion for soccer out here, so that's cool.
Yeah,
they did this whole. I don't know. We're kind of trying to imitate Europe with the whole scarves and stuff too, and there's like all these people with different scarves. And there was one guy that held the one scarf up and it just said, "Where the weed at?" And then like other ones that were just like pretty much descriptions of like who they were. I don't know. I can't even remember the other ones. But they got like really specific, the scarves. It was fun.
Right on. And that was at BMO.
Yeah, the BMO. I don't like BMO Stadium.
Yeah, well, BMO it's like
a bank, right?
It's a bank or something. But it's like,
damn.
It's also a character on Adventure Time.
Oh, yeah.
BMO is it's like basically a sentient Game Boy.
Oh,
that's friends
it's
with
like
them.
Green, right?
Yeah. And so BMO, and that's why whenever I see BMO commercials, that's what I always think about.
It's a cool stadium though.
Cool, yeah. How was the actual stadium experience? The only stadiums I've been to out here I've just been to like the fucking the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
the Coliseum?
Yeah, the Coliseum. I think it's called something else now though. But it's the one that's right next to Kia Arena.
Oh yeah.
I guess I did go to the
Forum, and then it's the
the Kia Forum.
That one's nice.
And
shoot, what is the other one? God, it's like right on the tip of our tongues.
But anyway, I guess I've been to both of those places. I saw Green Day there.
No, wait, we already said Kia.
Yeah. Boy, well, what the fuck? And I don't think I even have I got my phone.
I've been there too.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Kendrick show there.
There's a couple of stadiums down there.
I went to the YouTube theater that's tucked in there too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to look for that YouTube theater venue, but then it led us through the parking lot of that.
Oh, so the Kia Forum used to be the Coliseum. Yeah, that's where I saw King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And if I go to directions, it is right next to it. And the other stadium is SoFi, motherfucker. SoFi is where I saw Green Day.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely the venue for it. Because, I saw Kendrick at SoFi, and then I saw Wiz Khalifa at the YouTube Theater. I think I talked about it on the podcast, where it's like, it led us to the parking lot of SoFi, and I was like, looking around, I was like, there's no, like, YouTube sign, like, where do we go? And it's like tucked behind like a corner of SoFi, and then it's indoors. So like you go downstairs indoors to like a whole other venue, and then it's kind of like a high school theater, but a little wider than like a high school theater. But it was pretty interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't been there.
You should check it out. The YouTube theater is fun too.
There's probably all kinds of
like
cool shit that goes
intimate.
on down there.
Mm-hmm.
So far away though in Inglewood. It's like far. It's
Dude,
really a jaunt.
Leaving is like a nightmare too.
Yeah, you just gotta pay for the fucking shitty parking, and then it's easy.
Yeah.
Or take or bus in.
Or walk it or bus it. Yeah.
Busing in's good. Yeah. Well,
Hey, what about you? What's up?
Not much. Chest is still fucked up. My ribs still hurt a lot. Been playing less disc golf because of that, and that enrages me because I like playing, and it's like one of the only things I do that's actually relaxing. But yeah, just feeling better. Have not done shit actually.
I've been playing more Bloodborne. That game's sick.
Yeah, you're liking Bloodborne so far?
It's that I never really got the whole like Dark Souls and like Elden Ring, like that whole game style like shtick.
Yeah, the Souls,
and it just didn't like click for me until Bloodborne. It was just, it's so addicting, once you lose like 100,000 points and you're like, well, fuck, I gotta build it back. And then it's, you sit there and grind.
Yeah, you'd think that you'd be able to just leave. You think that you'd just be able to be like, fuck this and go away.
Yeah, you're exhausted and you want to pause,
But then you're like, well, I can't stop until I get those souls back.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Bloods, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm. It's
in
funny
Bloodborne.
too, because I don't know if this is like this in Dark Souls or Elden Ring, but it's like, you can't really pause.
Yeah.
Right? You have to go somewhere safe.
Of course, it's like that in all those games.
Yeah,
that's why that's like the number one
shtick.
thing about it is you can't fucking pause.
You gotta be on your toes.
Yeah, I'm still like right at the end of Elden Ring, and I just can't bring myself to play that. Or I'm also at the end of fucking Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
and
shit.
I just like I haven't played it in almost 2 years now.
That's
probably.
What's crazy though is that when you take a break from a game like that for a long time, you can just blow through the ending really quick and beat it the first time, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why didn't I? What was I doing?
Yeah. But I think it's like you just need that break, that little break before the end. Because you've just been playing it for so long, right?
Absolutely. Well,
oh yeah, I knew.
That was good catching up.
Yes.
Which brings us to our first official segment of the episode. What does Al remember? Al, this week I'm going to ask you, and this is important because it's the whole premise of the segment, but what do you remember about Star Trek, the original series?
Okay.
Season 1.
Okay.
Episode 9.
Okay, really early.
Dagger of the Mind.
Ah, Dagger of the Mind.
Now, this is not the Columbo episode of the same title.
Yeah.
It's all, everything says that there's also a Columbo episode. But so Dagger of the Mind.
Dagger of the Mind. Is this? No, that's second season. Daggers of the Mind?
What if I mentioned the name Van Gelder?
Van Gelder.
Okay, so Kirk, the Enterprise makes a supply run to the planet Tantalus 5, a colony where the criminally insane are confined for treatment.
Yes, that's episode 9. That's
right?
So early.
Well, there's a similar episode later on.
Oh,
because this isn't that.
It's not that one.
It's not the one where the guy's inside the guy. This is the one where they
It's the prisoners that get free, right?
No.
No. Those are
That's
the other one.
that's
the
the
other one.
later.
Yeah, those are the criminals.
Oh Jesus! This
one's the
segment
one
is
with-
fucking off the rails, dude. No,
It's
this
a doctor, right?
Yes,
and
there's
he's
a
showing them the
doctor.
facility, but then like the doctor gets murdered, or no, that's the prison ward that gets murdered. See,
Yeah.
I'm mashing them both up.
Right.
I
So
like the sequel.
So this is the one where they've got the spinning thing that ruins their memory.
Oh,
remember? And
yeah,
Kirk gets
it,
in the
like, wipes
chair, and
They strap him to a chair, right?
yes,
God, dude.
And Kirk's got neutralizer sessions. That's what it is. Remember? And so,
Oh, yeah.
so Van Gelder's mind had been racked by the neural neutralizer, and that's the one where remember the doctor ends up in it, and he forgets so he can't turn it off, and it just makes him crazy,
And it just loops.
and it's just a pinwheel of light.
Yeah, and he's like strapped down on a chair and like staring up at it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See, because then, man, yeah, I do kind of confuse that one with the other ones.
And Van Gelder destroyed the neural neutralizer at the end.
And wasn't it too where not the in the criminally insane people escape? They don't escape in that one, right?
No.
It's the other one.
This is just like it's a bunk treatment. They're just frying their brains. They're not
and
actually
then Kirk-
fucking fixing
and
them.
like the Enterprise is trying to figure out what's going on.
Well,
'Cause they drop something
after
off there,
yeah,
right?
they just stop there to drop
Yeah.
shit off, and then Van Gelder comes up and he's like, "They're doing something down there. I'm Van Gelder. I can't remember nothing."
Yeah.
And he becomes increasingly frantic. And they send a landing party down there, and he's like, "The landing party's gonna get shot by the neural neutralizer." Spock
like, "What are you
mind melds
talking
with
about?"
him at one point.
Oh yeah.
And so basically, the neural neutralizer can empty a mind of thoughts, leaving only an unbearable feeling of loneliness.
Daggers.
And
of
that
the minds.
Adams has been using it on inmates and staff to gain total control of their minds.
This is abusive workplace stuff.
Oh, definitely. This is OSHA.
Yeah.
This is definitely like OSHA's like, well, you can't fucking neural neutralize your employees
That's
without their
bad.
consent. It's not like severance where it's with their consent,
Yeah.
So I guess that's what
does
Al remembered. Not much, but
No.
hey, you'll get them next time, bud. I was looking at the Wikipedia, so hey, I cheated. What are you going to do? Which brings us to, oh man, this is one of my 3 favorite parts of the show. Like of the 3 segments that we do, this is in the top 3. This is where we're going to talk about an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation that we diligently watched in preparation for this. This is episode 138 of our podcast. Can you believe it?
Nice.
Wow, it's fucking crazy. And we're discussing season 1, episode 19 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's coming of age, so it's goddamn Wesley episode. We know
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
What's the description?
Well, it was written by Sandy Fries and directed by Michael Vijar, and we're going to get a lot of episodes by Michael Vijar. I think he's one of the big directors, if I recall, of the early stuff. And the Paramount Plus synopsis is: while Wesley endures the grueling Starfleet Academy entrance exam, Captain Picard faces an investigation into his competency as a commander.
Oh.
Now, we just watched most of this episode again while we were
Yeah.
cooling off The Office. Does that sound like that's an okay description,
Yeah,
I
it's
think?
not bad. It didn't show everything. It was just the first little.
Man.
I like it when they show like the first half of it. Like they cover the first half of that premise, because then there's a whole second half and the whole twist or whatever that makes the episode great. But then when
Yeah.
the description says all of it, it's like, what the hell,
And kudos to
Dude, this is well written. Shout out Sandy Fries.
Sandy Fries, good job. And it was based on characters by Gene Roddenberry. So this episode starts, like they all have lately, with a rad remastered shot of the
Yes.
Enterprise next to a planet. And this is a planet something 3. where Wesley is going to take the early Starfleet entrance exam. And this episode opens with, after that amazing shot of the Enterprise in a red planet, not unlike our planet Mars, I would imagine. It's Wesley and some other guy who's about his age. His name is Jake Kurland, played by Stephen Gregory. Now, this Jake Kurland guy, how would you describe his clothes compared to Wesley's clothes?
A lot cooler.
You think he's cooler? You think he's like
should have gone to
he's cooler? Well, maybe Wesley's because he's a nerd. That guy's clearly too.
Yeah,
he's wearing like a robe, like with a deep V and then a shiny shirt under it. Wesley's in his standard mustard yellow, ketchup red, and
like
royal blue
green.
striped top.
Blue,
green, I guess. Yeah. God, Wesley, you look like shit, bro.
Yeah, it does.
And so this guy's bummed. This Kurland fellow's bummed because he was only by 32 points. He missed getting accepted into the
That's a lot of
test.
fucking points.
Yeah, that's the other thing, man. Five is not.
Yeah.
5 is like so close. But for all we know, there's 100 fucking points.
True.
He's like, oh man, 32 points, and Wesley's like, well, I got a 96. So you got a 60, 64, dude.
4
like.
grades.
What the fuck, dude? No wonder. Relva 7.
Relva 7, yes.
And so Picard also says we're dropping Wesley off for this Starfleet test, and also my buddy Admiral old neck waddle. Is he? What's his name? Fucking.
He should be showing up earlier. Right?
Admiral Gregory Quinn. Admiral Gregory Quinn and Lieutenant Commander Dexter Remick beam onto the ship. And this admiral's an old buddy of Picard's. And this Remick guy, he looks exactly like Star Trek... Saturday Night Live cast member James Austin Johnson, the guy that plays Trump.
Oh,
he fucking looks exactly like him. It's like when that one gangster looked like a Tim Robinson character, but more so. Like it's like they morphed J.A.J.'s face onto this guy. And so the Admiral wants to speak to Picard alone. And Picard has no fucking clue why this guy wants to be there. He thinks that they want to like have like fishing stories or something. The guy's like, no,
catch up.
Official business, Captain.
Yeah, and he's like, can I take my first officer with me? And he's like,
no, only you.
And they just shrug like, oh, okay.
Riker is like, I don't like this. This Admiral guy with the saggy face, he always looks very severe. He's played by Mr. Ward Costello. And this is where we'll lay it on us. I've been doing all the talking here, Al. What the fuck? What are they in this room for?
So they're just basically, I kind of call it internal affairs, for short of like they're doing an internal investigation on the Enterprise. But then it's like all this frustrating stuff of this whole plot is them being like, what's going on? Why are you investigating me? And it's like, well, I can't really tell you.
Why are you investigating me? What are you investigating? What are you investigating?
Yeah.
Why are you investigating me? You're standing around asking questions about fucking everything.
Yeah, and it's like, stop asking questions because you look a little more suspicious in this investigation. And it's like a lot of that. But I think what saves this is like a lot of good editing, is a lot of good quotes too. But yeah, basically they're getting internally searched.
Yeah, they're getting
Enterprise.
This
And
commander or this
charge.
admiral thinks that something might be wacky in the Federation, and he thinks it might be wacky on the Enterprise.
Yes,
and he's got this Remick guy to be an independent person who's investigating it.
Yeah, but it's not like revealed what's going on to the audience. Right?
They don't know.
Like we're just as pissed off.
We just see these two assholes coming in here to investigate our beautiful bald Captain Picard. And then we get Wesley back on the planet.
Yes.
Where this is where we meet Wesley's very cute classmate.
Mm-hmm.
She is what the fuck, dude? Where is she? They didn't put her. They put her all the way down here. Oh,
Alina Mirin.
What's her name?
Alina Mirin. That Esty Chandler.
Oh, Aliana Mirin. Yeah. Esty Chandler. Now, this is a very 90s lady, a very late 80s coded girl.
Yeah.
She's got like a jumper kind of thing.
She's got that girl next door look down.
Very girl next door. She looks so much like every girl in a John Hughes movie that's not the redhead that's in all of them.
Or it's like that chickie you passed in the hallway like years ago, and you're like, oh, I wonder where they are.
Yeah, right.
You're like, oh, she was cute.
There you
Dang.
go. I hear she's dead. Oh, it's so sad. Or she's auditioning for the Starfleet.
Oh, there we go.
So anyway, there's also this other alien Mordock who looks like a Star Wars alien. He's got like the breather thing in front of him, and he's got like a little fish mouth. I like when they got no nose and they got like a fish mouth. He's a Benzite. And then there's no Benzites in the Academy yet, so such a historic thing.
Yeah, and it's funny too because when Mordock introduces himself, Wesley geeks out and he's like, "Mordock? You mean the Mordock that figured out this maneuver?" And da 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 da. And he's like, "You're not in Starfleet yet?" And he's like, "No, they don't. They're pretty. I mean, I guess I've never taken the test or something like that."
Yeah, they also know they
like,
also right and
haven't accepted any Benzite.
And she knew Wesley. She knew Wesley from the Enterprise. I mean,
it's like the Enterprise is like the hell ship. It's like, damn.
Well, it's also the flagship.
Now it's
so like they would all have like baseball cards of like the crew of the Enterprise. They might even have a Wesley Crusher card because he's an acting ensign now. Like who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
So they're all the kiddies are getting to know each other. They've got a multi-day test coming up with lots of different types of scenarios and such.
Yeah, it's rigorous. And the test proctor comes in and he's like, "Hello."
Yeah,
I am. What's his name?
Well, he's not in there yet, but he's Rondon? No.
Lieutenant Chang?
Lieutenant Chang. Robert Ito.
Yeah. No wonder. I was like, he looks really familiar.
Wait, well, let's see what else he's in. Oh, dude, he's in all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
I recognize that guy.
He's a veteran.
Quincy, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
He's in Avatar.
Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I recognized his voice for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Robert Ito. He sounds a little bit like fucking Sulu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So now they're taking a test, and the test is like
dude, it is possibly the worst way to take a test.
It's just all of them sitting around, and it's asking them questions, and then they have to fill out the things,
and
right?
They're just timed.
And the first question is like, what is the proper intermix between matter and antimatter? And they all get it one of one. Wesley's first, then the Fishman, then the Vulcan gets it one of one.
The question is kind of like an ACT thing, though, with the logic BS.
Oh,
where it's like
she doesn't make it.
Yeah, she didn't
Oleana doesn't make it. Oh.
But the question's like, if 9/10 of your antimatter and matter mix is depleted, how much would you need to get to they're at warp 8? What is the ratio you need of the antimatter and matter mix to get to warp 8 to this other planet?
Well, then,
and it's like
Mordock explains
gimmick,
that there's only one mix ever, 1-to-1, no matter what the other fucking. So basically, he got it.
Trick question.
Yeah, it's a trick question. It would have been 1-to-1 no matter how far they had to go. So So that's their first Starfleet entrance exam test. And now we get back up to the Enterprise, where fucking Riker is just like he's kind of licking his wounds.
This feels weird. It doesn't feel like him, you know?
Oh, also Remek's just been up Riker's fucking ass, dude. And Remek's like, "Are you finally available, Mr. Riker?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm available. Let's go fucking shoot the shit." And this is where we start getting these interviews with Remek is going to do all these interviews of the crew. And this isn't the one where all the edits happen, but he starts with Riker and he's like, "Listen, Riker, you're going to sit down because if you stand up, it's not going to make me ask you fewer questions." And he Rikers it. Look at that. Oh, yeah, Riker. He lifted his leg over the chair to sit down. And so basically Remek lays it on him and says there's a bunch of discrepancies in the captain's log and we're going to go through them. And Riker's like, "The captain's log?" And so then he's like, "To the best of your knowledge, has the captain ever falsified a log?" Well, first off, how would I know? I don't listen to the captain's logs.
And Riker's like immediately defensive. And then he's like,
ask
confrontational.
Picard, bitch.
Yeah, he's like, "Why are you asking me?
You want to know about Picard logs? Ask Picard. I don't look at his logs, bro."
Yeah, and he just keeps calling him out and being a douche. But then Remek is like, "Why are you being such an asshole? Are you hiding something?"
Yeah,
And then
Remick.
he kind of stops himself and he's like, okay.
But there
He kind of
aren't
caught me
any-
lose my cool.
The funny thing is there aren't actually really discrepancies in the captain's log.
I think that's like kind of the mental tactic too of like them trying to fuck with the interviewee's head to get them to confess or spill the beans.
And
right?
so he's so then he goes, let's proceed. And we don't see any of the discrepancies. They keep all that stuff from us.
They'll leave it at the best part when
and
he
then-
interviews Data.
And then it's kind of like a clip show without clips because every person that this guy interviews, they're talking about one of the previous episode's mission. So like when he talks to Geordi's like, well, Kaczynski had this alien with him and the alien helped us go fast or whatever. And he's like, oh, and you just let this guy take over the ship.
Yeah,
and he's like, Starfleet
well,
told us to. Cut to now he's talking to Deanna Troy and he's like,
this
hey.
was about the Ferengi
The Ferengi,
incidents.
the mind-altering machine. So then he grills, and of course that's the thing you would talk to Troy about because it's of his mind, and she's the counselor, right?
No, and it's hilarious too because she's like, he wasn't in control of his actions. He didn't know what he was doing.
And she's like, he didn't have a mental lapse, and he's like, you just described a mental lapse, bro.
And Remick's like, so you mean he was a lunatic too? I'm writing that down. And she's like, well, wait,
I'm
that's
writing
not what I
down
meant.
everything that you say, Deanna Troy.
She's like, that's not, no, wait.
We get a little break from
Oh, that
Remick's
weird
investigations,
interview.
right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Wesley's just back up on the Enterprise. He just beams up and down like he's like, well, I'm on lunch.
It's crazy.
Like I thought he was going down there to take his test. Like, peace out. We'll see. Bring a lunch. We'll see you in a couple of days, Wesley. But no, he just beams down and he's in the holodeck. And Worf comes in and he's like, I thought you were on Relva 7. And she's like, I'm finished. He's like, I'm finished testing for the day. And so then basically he talks to Worf about this. And Al, why don't you tell us, what does he learn from Worf?
It's just like this nice little sentimental piece between, Wesley and Worf, where it's Wesley's constantly worried about this psych test. And there's like a lot of good lines that Worf says where he's like, do not like stop worrying about other things is like useless and it's waste energy and it creates energy in and of itself, like bad energy, and you just have to have good energy in your life and we focus on the things you can control, basically, is what he's saying.
And we haven't mentioned yet, but so that's what Wesley's most concerned about is he's got this psych test or psych eval. That's something we fast forwarded through when Lieutenant Chang came in and was like, I am Lieutenant Chang, and he basically says, we've got these tests, and then Wesley's gonna be like, the psych test, and he's like, well, we prefer to call it a psychological evaluation, and he's like, yeah, that's
like
what fucking psych test, dumbass.
But anyways,
so Worf is very supportive.
Yeah,
he's
Wesley's like, but what he goes, how did they know my greatest fear when I don't even know it? And Worf obviously gives him an analytical answer.
They look at your psychological profile.
Like,
they were very accurate on mine. And then this is the big thing. Worf says, only fools have no fear.
Yeah, that's a good line.
And Worf says,
like, you're even scared?
Worf says, fear is still my enemy. I must always fight it. And that's what makes me such a badass boss.
No, but it was, it's a little more sentimental, though, because he's just like, I'm not really an open person. I don't trust other people, let alone trust other people with my life. And Wesley's like, but Worf, you do that every day. And Worf's like, I hate it.
He's like,
I gotta do it.
He's like, he's like, it's the worst part of the job is depending on other people. But I mean, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
drink blood wine and hang out with a bunch of stinky fucking goth farmers? Like, no.
That's what was nice though about this show is it's like, maybe in the original series is like, no, I'm perfect. Like I always do this the way this is. But like there's some nuance actually going on now.
So of course,
like, I'm not perfect, obviously.
Hard cut from Worf's touchy-feely inspirational speech to Wesley to that guy from the beginning, old Jake Kurland, right?
Yeah, that's a good transition too.
And this is a bad time for this to happen because Remick is up everybody's ass, right? So Remick is like sitting on the bridge with Picard and everybody, and he's like looking over everybody's shoulder and being like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm writing that down. He's writing everything down, and then there's an unauthorized shuttle bay door open, and it's like, what is going on? And this Jake Kurland guy hath stolen a shuttle.
Yeah, and before they could even close the gate, he's already out. And Picard contacts him, and Jake's like, immediately tells him what he's going to do. He's like, hey, I'm going to land on this planet and sign up for a freighter.
I'm going to be a freighter. I didn't get picked to do the Starfleet exam, so I'm giving up my life at 17 years old.
Yeah,
we live in a post-scarcity society, and I'm going to go have a job anyway, because that's the height of privilege. Like, he's like those guys, he's like those children of rich people who like beg for money. Like, remember those fucking shitty hippies? Not all hippies are like that, but there was a lot of them when I went to college. And so basically Remick is like, you are responsible for this kid. Oh, and he says, apologize to my father for me, Captain. He goes, you apologize to him for yourself. Fucking come back here.
Yeah.
And like, they can't hit him with the tractor beam because he's too far away. He'll break apart. His jets get all fucked up, and then he's getting sucked into the atmosphere, and he's going to burn up.
Some intermix or something that happens in the engine.
Oh,
and
it got unbalanced.
Like, we were both like, oh, hey.
He didn't know one of one.
Yeah, he didn't know
He would
one
have
of
failed
one.
that test.
Yeah.
It was right that Wesley got it. He didn't know. He was like, it's 2 of 1, right? And it's like, no, you fool. There's only one intermix ratio.
So,
God
like, his
Cage.
shuttle turns off, and Riker's like, he could only use the what is it called?
Thrusters.
He's on thrusters now.
So,
oh shit.
One thing I really like about this is Remick gets right up in Picard's face and is like, you're responsible for whatever happens to that kid. And Picard's like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Like, if you're not going to help, like, seriously, I'll have you ushered off the goddamn bridge.
Oh, it's so great, though, because Picard's like, look, shut the fuck up. I need to do what I'm going to do because I am responsible. So get the hell out of my way, And Remick finally kind of shuts up.
And he's got 30 seconds before he can restart. Kurland has 30 seconds before he can restart the engines, right?
And before he burns and crashes.
Yep.
Right?
And Picard says, here's what you're going to do, bud. You're going to point that fucking ship right at Relva 7. And he's like, aim it right at Relva 7? He's like, right at Relva 7. And everybody on the bridge is like, right at Relva 7? Are you sending him to his death? And he's like, God damn it, kid, listen to me. You've got to trust me.
Yeah,
and
he's
so,
like, it doesn't matter. You're going to burn up in 25 seconds
now
anyways.
As an avid watcher of sci-fi, I went, well, he's going to bounce him off the atmosphere. That's clearly the only thing. I mean, it's what they would do in Battlestar Galactica. It's what they would do in any of these shows. They bounce him off the atmosphere. So Picard basically talks this kid through this very nail-biting maneuver. We get a great little HD remastered special effects sequence of the ship bouncing off the atmosphere. There's a great moment when Riker sees that it worked, and Riker just like, you could tell he just like busted one. He's just like, oh. Every time Picard does great captaining around Riker, he's just got to go change his underwear, dude.
Everyone cheers. They're like, "Yeah, he lived."
He did
Riker's
it.
Like,
the kid lived. And Riker's like, "Yeah, he did. Look at that." And it's funny because that's how Bradward Boimler in Lower Decks. That's how he talks about Riker
it's
too.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And so the Remick guy is very impressed. He seems like he's going to stop being a dick, but then he is a dick immediately. He's like, how did he even get that shuttle?
Exactly. He's like, but that kid was still in the shuttle alone.
Do you not teach them discipline?
Yeah, And oh my gosh, that was the other thing too, right? As Picard like combats that line, he's like, we do teach discipline, but he's going to get a nice refresher with Riker.
He's
and
like,
just
kids
go
make
over
mistakes,
all of that.
Remick. Clearly your
like,
mom did. She had you. And then we get this great shot where it just shows us how hot all of the people on the Relva 7 station are. A bunch of cute ladies and dudes walking around in their 1990 or 1980s Star Trek The Next Generation gear. Wesley bumps into a very tall guy in a Starfleet uniform who wants to fight him immediately.
Yeah, he's like, where do I drop these things off?
And
Wesley's like, over there.
And Mordok
just runs right into him.
Mordok is like being the buddy that doesn't intervene. He just like watches Wesley almost get in this scuffle. Lieutenant Chang comes around the corner and witnesses it. And then Wesley sees that this guy's got a flipper hand.
Yeah.
And then Wesley like stands up to him and is like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, motherfucker? Do you want this shit to get violent? Yeah. And the guy's like, we're friends now, buddy. You're nice, man. You're cool. And then he left because Rondon, this guy, he's got a flipper hand.
Yes.
And Wesley says, well, he had a flipper hand, and that's the mark of a Zeldin.
Zeldins.
And
Zeldins.
the Zeldins, they're infuriated by courtesy. They see it as a phony social behavior designed to cover true feelings. And it's funny because that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're right.
And
then
Lieutenant Chang was like, oh, yes, that's actually correct. That was a perfect feeling.
And also, this was a test. not all tests are announced or what they appear to be. And Mordoc's like, I failed that test. I wouldn't have passed. I'd have just let him punch me in my fucking breather thing. And this is where we get some of the best editing that they'll ever do in the history of Star Trek The Next Generation. So I just want to explain how this sequence works. So Remick is sitting across the fucking table from Data, and it's one of their big conference rooms, right?
That's right. It starts with Data. I forgot.
Yeah. And so Remick's got this screen in front of him, and it's one of the screens that you can turn around.
Yeah, it's on a swivel.
Good job. It's on a swivel.
Yes.
Like your head's supposed to be in the military on a swivel. Stay frosty. And so Remick is talking to Data, and he's like, you're an android, right? So you can't fucking lie. And he's like, yeah, I can't lie. And he's like, there's discrepancies in this data. And
Don't you see?
Data turns around and goes, there's no discrepancies, man. And he's like, no, there are discrepancies. And Data's like, no, there's not.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
pretty much
lying.
it. He's like, whether you want to accept it or not doesn't mean, he's like, if there's no discrepancies, then the premise that brought you here must be false. And he's like, I don't find that acceptable. And he's like, whether or not it's acceptable is fucking true, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts don't care about your feelings.
And so then Remick turns the pad around to show Data something. And then when he turns the pad off, it's Worf's for reflection. And now he's interviewing Worf.
Data turns it back. And then Remick says something, and then he turns
Remick turns it back, and we see Worf's reflection instead.
And then that's how that's how they do that smooth transition.
And then this whole sequence is full of transitions like that, where they hide the edits, and he's talking to the next person. Basically, it shows Data, then Remick, then Worf.
Yes.
And then you're like, and then he's talking, and then Remick's like, you don't like me very much, do you, Lieutenant Commander Worf? And Worf's like, is it required, sir?
Yeah. He's like, let me just get through this fucking interview, dude.
Yeah. So what was Worf being interviewed about? Contaminants getting on the ship. Do you happen to remember what episode that was from?
No idea.
And then
Worf just turns off the computer, and he's just like, by accident, sir.
And he's like, so by that you mean Picard wasn't looking for it, or there's not a policy in place for it? And he's like, no, I mean by fucking accident, bro. And he's like, you don't like me much, do you?
Yeah, and then it cuts.
Oh my god, this one's the worst.
And he walks across the table, and then you see Lieutenant Crusher, or
Dr.
Beverly
Crusher.
Crusher's blue blazer, the classic look.
And so he's interviewing her. He's like, how can you not let your personal feelings for Picard interfere? I mean, he's responsible for your husband's death. And like, she does that look like she's chewing gum. She's like, let me tell you something, you little fucking worm. My personal feelings about Captain Picard are irrelevant to this investigation, and they are none of your business. And he goes... And then it's Picard's in the chair. It pans out, and now Remick is talking to Picard. And what's this one about, Al?
It's he betrayed the first directive?
Prime directive.
Prime directive because what's it called? Wesley's life was in danger because he broke that fence.
Right? And Picard is like, it's all in the log records.
He's like, I told the truth. I did what I had to do.
This Remick is trying to get Picard to say, I broke the Prime Directive. Mm-hmm. But Picard will not do it. He's like, it's all in the logs. You can just look at the logs. Everything is in the log records. And he's like, all to save Dr. Crusher's son? You wouldn't just let them kill him? And he's like, he's a member of my crew, bro. I stand by my decision. And Remick just refuses to fucking get it. And he's like, I'm going to find out that you're guilty. And it's like they hasn't even accused him of anything yet.
Yeah, and he's like, why are you being... Remick always pulls up, why are you being such an asshole? You must be guilty.
Right? And it's like, dude, that's not how it works, bro.
People just don't like to be accused of shit.
And Picard is like, I've let this go on long enough. And then Picard marches down to the Admiral's office, and the Admiral says, look, we'll get Remick down here. We'll get his report. We'll iron this out.
Yeah, the Admiral's like, look, he's almost done with his report.
Like literally Picard's... like in a minute. Yeah. Like I'm going to call him down here, and he'll give you the report.
Picard's like, I want to be in the room when he gives
He's like,
the report.
You were going to be in the room. That was always the plan, Jean-Luc. I mean, I get it. It sucks,
it's
but
so
just
awkward.
Just fucking chill, bro. No, and Picard even
really
says,
mature. Yeah,
Picard even says, this has affected our friendship.
Yeah. That's like a really mature line.
This has affected our friendship. And the Admiral's like, I know, I'm sorry.
He's like,
it'll all make sense.
Strain on our friendship. And he's like, believe me, I know. And I apologize, but it was absolutely necessary.
And doesn't that kind of feel like that would be the end of that story? But then they kick into Act 3. So we take a little pause there. He calls Remick down to the office where he's staying. And then we cut back down to the planet, and the kids are taking this entrance exam test that's like basically it's a cube of dots on their screen. And they're trying to line them up in such a way so that they pull all these other dots from the outside into it, and they line it up, and it all lines up all nice, right?
Kind of like a puzzle thing, I guess.
And old fish face rebreather Mordock guy is like, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. And Wesley's doing it. And Wesley's like, yeah, you can, man. Just you got your XY. Just put in your vector coordinates, bro.
Yeah.
And then Mordock's
you gotta let it flow into the box.
Yeah, you got it. Don't fight
you
it.
can't chase it.
He
Yeah.
goes, Don't fight it.
Don't fight it.
Don't fight it. You got it. Just put in your vector coordinates, bro. You got it. And then the guy gets it. And then Wesley gets it. And then the other two guys get it, and then that Mordock guy did it faster than anybody's ever done it because he had Wesley's help. And Mordock is like, I feel bad about getting the best time because I wouldn't have done it without your help. And Wesley's like, hey man, that's Starfleet. We just did Starfleet, bro.
Yeah.
And I think it's so good that Wesley, spoiler alert, doesn't make it.
Yes.
And because Lieutenant Chang is like, it's especially surprising that you'd help him considering how close you guys are in the scores. And he's like, how would I know how close we are in the overall scores?
How do you even score this, sir?
And this is where Wesley says, so the psych test is our last test. And he goes, I prefer to call it a psychological testulation.
Yeah.
He's like,
best on your
psychological
profiles.
Psych test will do. And this is where we find out what the fuck's going on. And Remick says, I couldn't find what you asked for, Admiral. Except perhaps a casual familiarity among the bridge crew.
Which it resembles teamwork and family and love.
Yeah, they're slapping each other's asses all the time. And
Admiral's like, enough.
Yeah, they're definitely like a family. I'd love to just get all up in there in their family bed and just roll around.
Alone, sir.
I'm so lonely, sir. And so he goes, you're dismissed. And this is when Remick looks at Picard and says, I love the Enterprise. When my tour of the Inspector General's office is done, I would love to serve here, sir. And Picard is just like
yeah, he gives him this face like, okay,
peace out.
Great.
And this is where the Admiral lays it on him. He says, Picard, there's something going on in the Federation. There's some sneaky shit going on. I don't know if it's outside the Federation. I don't know if it's inside the Federation. We've built something for 200 years and I want it to last.
Yeah.
And he's like, tell me more. And he's like, I can't tell you more. And he's like, what do you want from me? And he's like, well, I want you to head up the Academy.
And I'm making you Admiral.
And I'll make you an Admiral. And I want you to take over as Commandant of Starfleet Academy. And Picard's like, the Academy? What? And so basically he's saying he had to make sure that Picard hadn't been co-opted by these secret agents before he invited him to run the Academy. I think that I know kind of what happens. I think he's trying to get Picard off the table so that he can do some shady shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how this guy's involved in the shit, but people who are listening to this and know Next Generation are like, I don't fucking exactly who that fucking Admiral is. So he's basically like, I got to think about it. I can't make the decision quickly. I'm going to stew on it.
He's like, well, please do, because, I mean, I want to get out of here, too.
And this is when...
just pressures him a little bit.
They're bouncing back and forth, AB. We get down to the planet, and Wesley's...
for his psych test.
Wesley's coming up for the psych test, and Mordock is leaving, and Mordock looks kind of sad.
Yeah, he's like fuck you up,
shit.
Dude.
He's like, don't Wesley, it's okay, but god damn it, I'm a different fish man now than before I went in.
Yeah.
Wesley goes into the room and there's just one little gray chair in there, not much going on. He sits down and then he hears outside a loud explosion. And then he comes out and oh my god, there's something going on in the environmental lab. So what's going on, Al? Wesley goes into the environmental lab. What's he find?
He finds like this pipe that like split into two and kind of landed on like one person, and then this other person is saying this other person's like crawled up and scared on the wall, and I guess it's like liquid nitrogen is like shooting out and they're gonna freeze to death.
Yeah, so the guy on the ground is like, you've got to help me.
He's pinned under it. Yeah.
And then the scared guy is like, I can't, I'm too scared, we're gonna die. And Wesley's like, you can, just get the fuck out of there, dude. And he's like, no, I won't. So Wesley saves
you're literally like hugging the pole, dude.
You're not injured. He goes, you're not injured, come out, watch. Then Wesley pulls the guy through the nitrogen.
He's like, help me.
I can't move through that. He's like, I just carried a knocked out guy through it. So what the fuck, dude?
It's literally not that cold.
So this Wesley watches as this scared guy gets trapped in there and dies. And shit.
That was pretty dark. He's like, come on, I can't save you both. And Wesley takes him out and he's like, Lieutenant Chang, there's this whole disaster to happen. And he was like, don't worry, Wesley.
It was part of your test.
And the guy gets up and shakes his hand.
Yeah, the dude that he dragged out.
And then the other guy
and then the
comes
scared
out.
guy comes out and winks at him like,
Yeah.
hey, don't worry. I was just pretending to be scared. I'm not that pathetic.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then basically
this was
was
choice.
was a test of like, you got to make the hard choices. You got to let somebody who's you got to let a coward piss himself and die so that you can save a bald guy that's under a pipe. That's what Starfleet's all about.
That shit really does come up though often in war and stuff. It's like it
comes up
run
in
into a
Starfleet
situation.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like Picard has to fucking make those decisions and shit.
That's true. And balancing like priorities basically,
Yeah, and so this is how it all fits into
it's so
Wesley's
nasty.
psychological profile. He goes, wait, so basically this is like how Captain Picard had to choose what he did that ended up causing my dad to die.
He's like, was my dad a pussy?
Like, was my dad a coward like that
What
guy?
the fuck is this?
No, but then Lieutenant Chang smiles and goes, yes, we did re-traumatize you to help fix you and make you a better
I
candidate.
thought for the longest time it was his mom dying or some crazy
I thought it
shit
was
like
gonna
that,
be
too.
something like
And then
that,
he was gonna
yeah.
get pissed off.
And
This
back
was
to
better.
back to Riker and Picard, and Picard says, "Look, they asked me to take over the fucking academy, but I've decided I'm going for a walk.
Yeah. No, Riker's like, that's awesome. You should be an admiral. You should go for it.
Go be
Have
the
you decided?
commandant of the academy."
He's like, "What have you
Riker's just
decided?
so
What have you
happy.
decided?"
Riker's like,
Yeah.
"I would love to teach at the academy. You'd
Right?
make such a great teacher at the academy. Can I go teach at the academy with you?"
Yeah, right.
And this is they're really ratcheting them up how quickly they transition between the Enterprise and the Academy students, right? So now we're already back down on the planet, and we're gonna find out who will attend Academy this year.
Yep.
And they all did a great job. It's a loss to the Federation that if the rest of you do not return to test again.
Yeah, the Lieutenant
the Vulcan
Chang's
kind of looks
very-
like Prince.
Yeah, the lieutenant's very enthusiastic.
And
appreciative.
Mordoc's score was slightly higher than Mr. Crusher's, so you get in. You don't have to say who got second place. You could just
Yeah,
have
right?
Mordoc. You could be like, "Hey, Mordoc, you're in." You don't have to be like, "He did beat Wesley Crusher by."
By the way, Wesley
You were
did
second.
not get in.
We'll see you next year, buddy. And then Mr. Mordoc even says, "Wesley should have my
This is-
spot.
this
He
is
should not be punished for trying to help me." And
This
they're like,
part-
"That's not
yeah,
why."
This part made me laugh even harder too. Where
He's
it
like,
was
"That's not what happened."
No, he's like, no. Even without Wesley's help, you still would have won.
Yeah, so you were far enough ahead of him. Wesley, again, you were so far behind that even if he didn't do that, you still would have fucking lost. So just so you know, Wesley, you're definitely number 2, which is the number of shit.
Yeah, and he was like, look, just want to clarify.
And I think-
not that cube thing. That wasn't that big of an advantage.
So Lieutenant Chang leaves, and then they all come together like kids at the end of an 80s thing do, and he goes, "Wesley, I'm sorry," and he goes, "Nah, you deserve to win," and he goes, "Besides, you'd have done the same thing for me," and he goes, "Yes, I believe I would have."
No,
And it's like,
but-
"No, you fucking
no
wouldn't have,
way,
dude.
dude. The look
You
on
were
his
gonna
face."
you were gonna let that fish-fingered motherfucker slap Wesley stupid." And then the Vulcan is like, "I'll be back. Peace out."
Yeah.
And then Aliana is like, "Oh, you better be. I will not be so easy to beat next year." And then we never see her again.
Yeah, right. She gives up. Just kidding. But yeah,
she joins the Archaeologist Guild.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
one of the
there
other
you go.
things you can do. Yeah. And then Picard runs into Kurland in the Picard
Hallway,
is wearing his dress uniform to go turn down his job at with the Admiral. What do they call that?
garb.
No, fucking Boimler calls them something. He brings them with when they're going to a party, and I can't remember what they call them, but their fancy dress uniform, their dress. It's like a dress. But anyway. So basically Picard says, "So I hope you've learned that running away doesn't solve anything." And he's like, "I'm sorry I messed up." And he's like, "Well, at least you kept your wits about you out there. Don't forget that. You did a good job, even though you fucked up.
You saved your life too, you know?"
Yeah, he's like, "I didn't do it. You were actually in there doing it." And he's like, "Thank you for saving my life. That's my job, young man."
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
That's my
too.
job, young man.
He just like reverts to like, "Oh, I'm an adult. You're a kid." Like,
Yeah, he forgot that he was talking to a child for a moment, and then he
Yeah,
had
and
to
he's
be
like,
an asshole
"Oh,
again. He's
God."
like, "Oh, that's right. I was almost human to a child."
no, and then he looks straight out, you know, into the hallway, and he's like, "Damn, yeah, I'd be a really shitty teacher anyways."
But then,
like, I think that's his thought running through his head. He's like, "I can't even talk to this one kid."
But then we get this great moment where he talks to Wesley and he's like, Wesley, why aren't you wearing your dress uniform for the Admiral's dinner? And Wesley's like, I don't think I deserve it because I failed the fucking entrance exam. It's not appropriate. I failed you. I failed the Enterprise. And he goes, when you test next year, and you will test next year, do you think your performance will improve?
No, yeah, he goes, did you do your best?
Yeah.
And Wesley's like, yeah, I did do my best. And he's like, well, you think you'll do better next year? And he goes, yes.
You didn't let us down, man. And he says, the only person you're truly competing against, Wesley, is yourself.
Boom. It was like fire line number 4 or 5.
Exactly, dude. And he says,
a lot of advice.
He says, Wesley, you have to measure your success and your failures within, not by anything that I or anyone else might think.
Yeah.
I was auditioned for Gandalf. I bet he did. And so then he says, if it helps you out to not feel like such a piece of shit, I failed the first time I took it, and you may not tell anyone. And he's like, you failed? You? And then he's like, join us for dinner. And there he goes. So now they're going to go, they meet with the Admiral, and then the Admiral is like, they skip past dinner, and it's just Picard saying goodbye to the Admiral on the holopad, or the transporter pad. Remek's already gone, obviously.
Yeah.
That's funny. Remek had to beam back by himself earlier. The fucking tool shed. And then he's like, I'll need your help later in a future episode, Picard.
Yes.
And he goes, set course for Algernon 4, because the Admiral leaves. Picard walks in. Wesley's plotting the course. Kaboom, bam, boom.
Yeah, it just feels so much more practical, though, that like he's getting actual experience on the ship, which is what Alana brings up, too.
Yeah, man. He's definitely the all-star. And Fishman just had an advantage. I don't think it was... Lucky. I know that you probably would say it was DEI or whatever that got the Fishman in there. 'Cause you're one of those. But no, we're just kidding. That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
We found out that if I was DEI guy too, like anti-DEI guy,
hell no.
like we found out 138 episodes in or whatever, and we're like, oh yeah, we're MAGA.
By the way, we don't agree with
this. We are fucking MAGA. Robert F. Kennedy is correct. So that is coming of age. What did you think, Al?
I actually very much enjoyed this episode. You were saying earlier there's not a lot of action just talking.
It's just so much talking.
I enjoyed, but it's like
they're good talkers.
I had split off these A and B plots as different episodes. Like I don't remember them being meshed, but I do remember the stories. But now just talking about the B plot with Kirk getting negotiated or not Kirk, Picard and the crew get interviewed and investigated and shit. It is just like you said. I felt like, this feels like a catch up for everybody that's been watching so far, and it's like a summary of like
clip show without
adventures.
The clips. Yeah,
and it's like it's probably for the best though that it's without clips, right? Because it just goes to whatever. What was her name? Sandy Fries. It's a testament to her work because it's like she kind of blended it into like what would be smart for Star Trek to do, which is like, Starfleet always investigating themselves and always trying to be the best of the best. And like that funny tension of how ridiculous all these stories sound,
Right.
It was like, so Picard just let this alien take control of the ship?
Well, first off,
like,
Starfleet
Picard just lost his mind and started shooting at the Enterprise.
Starfleet said, "Oh, that's right." I would say like, that's a lapse in judgment.
Yeah, and it's like, what was the other one? I don't know. They just keep referring to all these stories and stuff, and then the sequence of the editing in the last part of the interrogation was really, really well done.
I love that shit.
Crazy.
I love how that
surprised me a lot.
Such a well put together episode.
Yeah, a lot of good dialogue.
I thought it was
lines.
One thing that's fucked up is like. It's a post-scarcity society, right?
Yeah.
Why can't all 4 kids get into the academy?
I know. No, that's
like,
the
why
other
don't
thing.
they?
It brought up more questions and answers.
Like,
it's like, wouldn't you want more recruits?
Yeah.
And
like,
also,
I think it's like one from each shit. Like, this is like an early. I think this is like an early admission thing.
They have no idea what
you
they're
can.
doing. Like,
you
this
can.
Is like a early.
You can nominate somebody for an early test every year, and it happens to be Wesley.
But I feel like they were like making it up though to fill the time for Wesley. Right? Like they were just the creators of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like they knew Starfleet, but it's like, admissions. Like compared to the J.J. Abrams movie when like this fool just rolls up on a bike after a hangover and like he just hops on one of the shuttles and he's like, all right, I'm in Starfleet, dog.
Yep.
And it's like,
your father was one of the best fucking captains that I'd ever captained on Pike. God damn it.
Dude, it was, and I was watching the, what is it? When Wesley and them are doing the test and shit, I was like, there's no motherfucking way that. I could see Spock ace in all of this, but Kirk definitely would have had to take it once or twice. You
maybe,
know?
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think it would have been
even Bones. I was picturing Bones too, and I was talking while we were doing
fucking
this.
sorting the cubes.
Yeah, he's like, "Damn it, I'm not a programmer.
God damn it, I'm a doctor, not a spatial inquisitor. God damn it.
What the fuck are coordinate vectors?"
So there's
like it just raised more questions, but it is a cool like universe expanding kind of thing.
a couple things. Good thing you're cute, Wesley, or you'd be pretty obnoxious.
God,
I thought
dude, that line's
like
fire.
like obviously
That was hilarious.
she's a young kid, so I'm not going to comment on the fact that she's hot, but she's obviously supposed to be like a cute like, and Wesley is just very annoying looking pud. Like he's got his hair is flipped up in a certain way that just begging, like you just want to fucking smack his face,
punch him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I'd punch Wesley in the
shoulder.
sternum. I'd punch him
The
right in the
sternum.
fucking solar plexus. I'd give him my
He
webbed
seems like a
hand.
geek.
Get the back of my webbed hand. I actually didn't have as many things that I didn't want to forget to talk about, and we're coming up at the end of the hour. So how many?
Yeah.
How many?
Well, like the cubes?
How many twirling cubes?
I would
Cube
give this,
dots.
I actually fairly enjoyed this episode. I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
I would say 3.5.
I would recommend it.
3.5 because no action except at the end with Wesley. And I was thinking about a 3, but honestly, the editing fucking
That
pushes.
editing
That's
scene
so
saved it.
good.
Yeah.
Like Brittany was just like, my wife who went to school for editing was like, whoa, like as they were cutting from in that second set of interviews.
Yeah,
Very
and,
good shit.
Also, I think what made it weaker was the B plot of like, why are you investigating me? Why are you investigating me? They're investigating
That was all
me.
very
And it was just
one
like,
note. It was
yeah.
very much like every
then it
single
was-
one of those scenes was on the same level of tension.
Exactly. And then it's like, as soon as you said that clips thing, I was like, oh, duh. Like, this is the middle of the season. Like, people are kind of not remembering what happened so early, you know? And like, it's reintroducing those ideas of like, we obviously understand that Dr. Crusher is over the fact that Picard killed her husband, or like, you know,
Was the
they're
commanding
obviously over the-
officer when her
I think
husband
the only
died.
weird thing too was that Riker was just obnoxious.
I
That
liked
was really-
him.
I was really confused by that. I get why he was mad, but I would think he'd keep his cool a little more.
He was on also very one level. He had like he got there
was just
right away
pissed.
and he stayed there.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'd smile a lot. Like
Yeah.
when he like laughing when the guy asked him like, "Are you ready, Riker?" And he looked at Kirk like this or Picard. He looked at Picard like this fucking guy. Huh?
Or when
Yeah,
he-
fine, let's go. I'm ready. I'm
When
ready.
he
Let's
saves
go.
the kid too. He's like, "Oh, yeah,
was
that's
great.
It. That's it, Picard."
Of course, something like that is going to happen.
Yeah,
when the guys
that
are
too.
investigating. Yeah, good stuff.
There was a lot going on in that episode, but it is the funny part is what is his name? Remick? No, Remick comes back.
Oh, Remick, yes.
Yes, Remick comes back.
And so
which
does
I like.
so does the Admiral, I believe.
Yeah, I think we see Mordok later though too.
Mordok, the guy with the breather.
Yeah,
we'll
he shows
see.
up because he joined Starfleet, obviously.
Oh yeah, because he gets
And
in.
then he runs into Wesley again.
Yeah.
I think like some conflict. There's some shit's going down. But anyways,
I look forward to learning about it in a future episode of Trek in the Valley. And
Yes.
that is our discussion of coming of age, which is a very good coming of age story for Wesley.
yeah, it was.
It's funny because in spite of how obnoxious and how much I hate Wesley, this was a good episode that didn't suffer because of his obnoxiousness.
It's
He was
because
really good.
Well, yeah. Also, everybody else does good.
Yeah.
Like everybody else does really well too.
And then, so next week we're going to be talking about Heart of Glory. But
Yes.
before we normally say that at the end.
Yeah,
so
we do. We
brings
gotta
us
do
to
our
our
Rex.
final segment of the. Wait, hold on. We have time for one last segment in the
There we go.
episode. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things.
All right. There's this album by this musician called I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's Leon Vinehall. It's Vinehall. But anyways, I describe this album as like really atmospheric, more like chill, not lo-fi, but it's more like someone just smacked and slapped the reverb on this thing, you know, and like made a lot of sounds kind of muffled, but it's kind of like warm and massages your ear. I'll show you the single and you'll kind of get what I mean.
Okay.
But it's called In Daytona Yellow, but it's by Leon Vinyl. It's pretty good.
Leon Vinyl.
Yes. He has like a lot of good like club music too, and like this is back to the standards of musicians that I said, Adam. You know, it's like there's those mainstream people like Calvin Harris and DJ Snake that get their checks, you know, and they go to the arenas and then
DJ
they leave,
Snake,
right? Whatever, right?
I see so many kids with DJ Snake t-shirts.
That's like, and then there's someone that goes beyond, you know, like in the underground that like is just literally focused on the music, and that's it, you know, like fans, what are those, you know, like they kind of don't love their fan, like this, and is that's like
Leon Vinyl.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the juice, the grittiness, the nice stuff of like what those producers, you know, the arena producers are listening to figure out what's next, right? So I feel like this is another, it's not underground, but I guess it's more like experimental, a little more alternative electronic, I guess, as some people would put it, kind of like a little James Blake-ish, but this is more, I guess, distorted. It's pushing it. I like it. It's pushing the envelope, but in a good way.
Right on.
And it's like not so distorted that it's like painful to your ears. It's like, it feels warm. It's like brown noise on your ears. It feels nice.
All right.
Yeah.
And I am going to recommend the Toxic Avenger, the unrated. There's a new Toxic Avenger movie that was directed by Macon Blair. It was made in 2023, and it was really hard for them to distribute. Everybody said, oh, it's so violent and gross, it'll never get distribution. But,
and then it did.
And I watched the unrated version, and like Legendary distributed it. And I watched the unrated version, and it's not, I guess I realized why it's unrated. There's one scene involving a penis. But like other than that, everything else is just hard R. So I was like, why is it unrated? But there's also an R-rated version, I think, that's going to come out. But it's really good. A buddy of mine got it for me on his Plex, so I haven't like bought it yet, but I will. Like, it's really fucking good. Well, it's the Toxic Avenger. It's based on, there was a movie in the 80s by the studio called Trumbo that was the Toxic Avenger. And that was like very, very like lots of tits and gore and swearing and stuff. And,
that was a certain era.
And then it kicked off Troma's whole gross out thing that they did.
Yeah.
And this guy, Macon Blair, made his own, and it's starring Peter Dinklage. It's a remake of the Toxic Avenger. It's basically about this guy who's a stepfather to a kid, and the kid's mom is dead, and he's got to take care of the kid. And it's in this like hyper capitalist world of polluters and shit. It's really, really good. So it's very gross. It's like super gross out. Lots of good effects.
That's what I've heard. Good effects, and it's gross.
But there's like a good heart, and it's also lots of jokes. Like the guy, Macon Blair, actually said, yeah, you know, the obvious parallels to like RoboCop and things like that come up.
Yeah.
But also he wanted to make it like Naked Gun and Airplane. So there's like lots of jokes, and like there's like lots of ADR jokes in the background, like that they put in later that are fucking hilarious. Brittany laughed at a couple of that got me. So I cannot recommend highly enough Macon Blair's The Toxic Avenger.
Macon Blair.
I saw the unrated one, but you can watch whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's just the penis that made the difference.
Leon Vinyl.
Yeah, it's In Daytona Yellow.
In Daytona Yellow. And I'm saying watch Toxic Avenger by Macon Blair, starring Peter Dinklage and company. And come on back next week when we're going to discuss Heart of Glory. Have a great rest of your week, y'all. Come on back now, you hear?
Have a good one, guys.
Bye. 138. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget